Started with our first news. Merab Dvalishvili has been making headlines just days before UFC 320, and this time it's not just because of his upcoming clash with Corey Sandhagen. Aljamain Sterling, former bantamweight champion and close friend and teammate of Merab, revealed a surprising detail from their recent training camp. According to Sterling, Merab floored one of his sparring partners with a devastating punch during one of their final hard training sessions just 2 days before fight night. Sterling described the incident as a reminder of Merab's raw and underrated power. He explained that people often think of Dvalishvili as a relentless grappler, a cardio machine who overwhelms opponents with pace and pressure. But what gets overlooked is that his hands carry serious knockout force. Sterling doubled down on this point, saying that if Merab sees the right opening against Sandhagen, he absolutely has the ability to end the fight with one clean shot. Still, Sterling believes the more likely outcome is a submission. He emphasized that Merab's style is built around suffocating pressure, heavy grappling, and a non-stop pace that has already broken many elite bantamweights. Over the years, Dvalishvili has developed a reputation for grinding opponents into deep waters, forcing them into mistakes, and then capitalizing on those errors with submissions. According to Sterling, it's a formula that works, and it continues to evolve. What makes this even more impressive is Merab's growth at 35 years old. Fighters often slow down as they approach their mid-30s, yet Dvalishvili seems to be improving in every department. Sterling admitted that it's both impressive and a little intimidating. He described how Merab has become more dangerous with his finishing instincts, particularly in submission grappling. He jumps on your neck like a pit bull, Sterling said, referencing the Georgian's ability to snatch guillotines or rear naked chokes in the blink of an eye. If Merab defeats Sandhagen, it won't just be another win, it could cement his legacy as one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. A victory would mark his third consecutive title defense, tying him with Sterling and Dominic Cruz for the most in the division's history. His resume already includes dominant victories over some of the top names at 135 pounds, but adding a scalp like Sandhagen would elevate him into rarefied air. Sterling also gave credit to Sandhagen, calling him a dog, and pointing out that he has likely learned valuable lessons since their own fight. While Sterling admitted Sandhagen may not be the strongest athlete in the division, he stressed that Corey's toughness and striking creativity make him a dangerous opponent. That's why Sterling cautioned against assuming this will be an easy night for Merab. At the end of the day, Sterling said that if he were betting, he wouldn't pick a specific outcome, just that Merab will find a way to win. Whether it's through a grinding submission, relentless control, or even a knockout punch like the one that stunned his teammate in camp, Dvalishvili has the tools. And if he does get past Sandhagen, the conversation about the bantamweight GOAT will no longer be hypothetical, it will be a reality. Before moving on to the next news, we have a quick request for you. We're always working to improve our content and truly value your support. If you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, it would mean a lot to us. That way, you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Former UFC star Quinton "Rampage" Jackson made headlines during a livestream after a tense interaction with a fan who brought up his son, Raja. The exchange quickly turned heated before ultimately de-escalating, showing both Rampage's fiery personality and his insistence on setting boundaries around family matters. The incident began when a viewer approached Jackson during his stream and asked about Raja. The question instantly triggered a strong reaction from Rampage, who clearly didn't appreciate the personal subject being raised in a public setting. "Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Don't come at me like that," Jackson snapped, visibly angry. His tone grew sharper as he repeated himself, telling the man he was being disrespectful and calling the comment weird. For Rampage, it wasn't just an unwanted question, it was a violation of personal space and privacy. After the brief but intense outburst, the fan stepped away, but only a few minutes later he returned to apologize. Wanting to make amends, the young man explained he didn't know it was a sensitive topic. Rampage, still guarded, made it clear why he reacted the way he did. No, it ain't that. He's my son. I love my son," Rampage said firmly, "but I don't talk about that. I don't want to talk about it, bro. Think about it." Jackson then asked the fan how old he was. When the fan responded that he was 18, Rampage seized the moment to turn the situation into a teaching point. "All right, you're old enough to know. That's a touchy subject, right? You should know better. Don't walk up to somebody talking about something like that," he explained. His tone had shifted from anger to instruction, emphasizing the importance of respect and awareness. The fan admitted he hadn't realized the subject would be off limits, to which Rampage responded, "Well, you should." should. 18 isn't too young to understand that some things are sensitive. Don't be disrespectful. To his credit, the fan acknowledged the mistake and asked if they could take a picture together for the stream. At first, Rampage seemed hesitant but eventually agreed, softening his demeanor. "Yeah, you can get one. Just don't be disrespectful again," he said. The fan complied, calling him "sir" and showing gratitude for the second chance. In closing, Rampage offered a final reminder and even a blessing. "God bless you, brother." This moment was classic Rampage Jackson, unfiltered, intense, but also layered. He wasn't afraid to set hard boundaries when he felt his personal life was being crossed, yet he also gave the young fan a chance to apologize, learn, and walk away with a photo. The exchange revealed both sides of Jackson's character, the fierce competitor quick to defend himself, and the father figure willing to impart lessons about respect. In the end, what could have escalated further instead turned into a teachable moment. Rampage reminded everyone watching that even public figures have private lives, and when it comes to family, especially his children, those lines aren't to be crossed. Move on to another news. Just as the excitement for UFC 320 weigh-ins was reaching a fever pitch, an unexpected storyline surfaced that added even more intrigue to an already stacked card. Russian influencer Alanbek Badov released a teaser clip from his upcoming interview with lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan, where the fighter revealed that he had a surprise run-in with fan favorite Paddy Pimblett just hours before weigh-ins. The location of the encounter wasn't explicitly mentioned, but given that UFC 320 is set in Las Vegas, it's almost certain the face-off happened somewhere around the city, which is currently buzzing with fighters, coaches, and media ahead of fight night. According to Tsarukyan, the exchange didn't escalate into a physical altercation, but the atmosphere was tense. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and both men made it clear they weren't there to play nice. For Tsarukyan, the timing of this encounter couldn't be more interesting. Just days ago, the UFC officially announced that he will be facing veteran striker Dan Hooker in a pivotal lightweight matchup. The fight is viewed as a crucial step in determining the next wave of title contenders, with Tsarukyan positioned as one of the division's brightest prospects. His recent performances have proven that he has the skill set and cardio to push into elite territory, and a win over Hooker would only strengthen his case for a future title shot. Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett finds himself in a different but equally compelling storyline. Widely known for his charisma and fan-friendly style, Pimblett has built a strong following in record time. However, his next move has been the subject of heavy speculation. According to Tsarukyan, the UFC's internal plans appear to be leaning toward matching Pimblett against featherweight champion Pereira in early 2026. This would be a monumental showdown, as both men carry massive fan bases and boast very different fighting styles. The twist here comes with Justin Gaethje's ongoing statements about retirement. The veteran lightweight has publicly said he may step away from the sport if he doesn't secure the fights he wants. That stance reportedly hasn't sat well with the UFC, who are instead looking to build toward a Pimblett versus Topuria clash. If that fight materializes, it could headline a massive pay-per-view event and serve as a defining moment for Pimblett's career. As for the encounter itself, Tsarukyan kept the details minimal but made it clear that things were not friendly. While he didn't reveal exactly what was said, the heated nature of the exchange was enough to get fans speculating online. Was this a preview of a future rivalry? Could the UFC pivot to capitalize on the tension between Tsarukyan and Pimblett? Regardless, the timing of this reveal adds another layer of drama to UFC 320. With two title fights already anchoring the card, the idea of unexpected rivalries bubbling beneath the surface only fuels anticipation. Tsarukyan remains focused on Dan Hooker, but his acknowledgement of the run-in with Pimblett ensures that fans will keep a close eye on how these storylines unfold in the months to come. The UFC thrives on moments like this, unplanned, organic sparks that can turn into blockbuster fights down the road. Whether this encounter was simply a heated conversation or the first chapter of a new rivalry, one thing is certain: both Arman Tsarukyan and Paddy Pimblett are firmly in the spotlight heading into 2026. Move on to another news. Reinier De Ridder, the Dutch middleweight contender often praised for his grappling acumen, recently joined Mike Perry on the Overdogs podcast to shed light on the chaotic middleweight title picture and share his perspective on one of the division's most dominant forces, Khamzat Chimaev. Originally, De Ridder was booked to headline UFC Vancouver against Anthony "Fluffy" Hernandez, a fight many believed could have major title implications. However, the matchup collapsed when Hernandez pulled out, leaving the Dutchman temporarily without an opponent. The UFC quickly pivoted and matched him against Brendan Allen, a surging contender who has quietly pieced together an impressive winning streak. During the podcast, De Ridder broke down both his current assignment and the bigger picture, particularly the looming presence of Chimaev. According to De Ridder, the key to neutralizing the undefeated star lies in one simple rule: never allow Chimaev to secure back control. You can't let him get to your back. That's where everything goes downhill fast, De Ridder explained. Once he gets there, it's almost impossible to recover. Instead of waiting for Chimaev to initiate takedowns, De Ridder believes the smarter strategy is to challenge him in his own domain. You can't just sit back and defend shots. You have to mix in your own wrestling threats. His top game is dangerous, but so is mine. If you put him on the defensive, that changes the fight. While it's clear De Ridder is already thinking about how he would approach Chimaev, his focus for now is squarely on Allen. He made it clear that he doesn't just want to beat Allen, he wants to be the first man in years to finish him. Look at the guys Brendan has fought. Fluffy and Imavov both struggled. They both lost the opening round to him, and neither was able to put him away. Brendan even came very close to finishing Fluffy late in their fight. Nobody has been able to stop him. That's what I want to do. I don't just want a decision, I want to put Brendan Allen away. The Dutch contender also addressed some behind-the-scenes developments involving Paulo Costa. According to De Ridder, Costa was offered the UFC Vancouver fight, but turned it down because he only wanted a 3-round contest, refusing to commit to a 5-round headliner. De Ridder criticized the move, calling it a missed opportunity for Costa to prove himself against another top-ranked opponent. I tried to stay on this card because I want to keep momentum and set myself up for a fight with Khamzat, maybe even in January before Ramadan, De Ridder said. That's why I didn't want to wait. Fluffy wasn't going to be ready in time, so I told them, give me a new opponent. Let me stay active, stay in the conversation, and show what I can do. For De Ridder, the path is clear. A statement win over Brendan Allen keeps him in the title conversation and may just open the door to the fight he truly wants, an eventual showdown with Khamzat Chimaev. And if his words are any indication, he has already begun mapping out exactly how to beat the man many view as the most dangerous middleweight in the world. Move on to another news. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has weighed in on the highly anticipated light heavyweight clash between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 320. In a recent prediction video, Adesanya broke down the matchup in detail and explained why he believes Pereira will come out on top, this time by decision. I like this fight, Adesanya began. I think Alex will be more prepared this time. He's motivated, and he still has that fire. He hasn't lost at light heavyweight yet, and when you've got that kind of streak going, there's a drive to keep it alive. It's different. You want to defend what you've built, and you want to get it back if anyone tries to take it. That's what fuels Alex right now. While Adesanya admitted Pereira's path to victory won't be easy, he expressed confidence that the Brazilian champion has the tools to handle Ankalaev's grinding style. I'm picking Alex to win. Do I think he finishes Magomed? I'm not sure, he explained. I've never seen Magomed get finished before, so that's a tall order, but I believe Alex has the ability to control the fight, to win the rounds, and to earn a decision. Adesanya emphasized that Pereira's key to success lies in gaining Ankalaev's respect early in the fight. For Alex to get a finish, he'll have to take away Magomed's confidence right away. He has to shut down that momentum Ankalaev built from their last fight. Confidence is everything, and once you strip it from a fighter, the whole game changes, he said. Drawing from his own career, Adesanya related to the psychological side of the matchup. I understand it because I've been there myself, he noted. I fought guys who came in full of confidence from their last fight, and you have to take that away immediately. Did I do it to Alex? Yes, I did it to Alex before too. It's easier said than done, but I know firsthand that it can be done. Alex has that same ability now. He can do it to Ankalaev. Adesanya was also careful to acknowledge the toughness and durability of Ankalaev. He described the Russian as a fighter who doesn't break easily and has never been stopped in his career. This is not going to be an easy fight, Adesanya cautioned. Magomed is durable. He's methodical, but Alex's striking, his composure, and the improvements he's made in his takedown defense, all of those give him the edge. Ultimately, Adesanya's prediction was clear. He envisions a competitive but decisive win for Pereira. I'm going with Alex Pereira by unanimous decision, he concluded. It won't be quick, it won't be simple, but over the course of 5 rounds, he'll do enough to prove he's the better fighter. As UFC 320 approaches, Adesanya's analysis adds another layer of intrigue to one of the card's most anticipated showdowns. With Pereira's championship reign on the line and Ankalaev determined to secure his own legacy, fans can expect a clash of styles, mental toughness, and high-level strategy. Move on to another other news, when it comes to analyzing upcoming fights, few fighters break things down with as much insight and respect as Max Holloway. Recently, Holloway weighed in on one of the most highly anticipated rematches in the light heavyweight division, Alex Pereira vs Magomed Ankalaev 2, set to headline UFC 320. In his detailed breakdown, Holloway made it clear that he expects a very different version of Pereira this time around. He firmly believes that Pereira, who is widely known for his devastating striking arsenal, will bring back one of the most dangerous tools in his game, his signature leg kicks. According to Holloway, these kicks will play a pivotal role in Pereira's strategy against Ankalaev, and could very well be the deciding factor in whether or not he reclaims the light heavyweight title. Holloway pointed out that in their first fight, Pereira did not utilize his leg kicks nearly as much as fans have come to expect from him. This, in Holloway's view, was a costly mistake. Pereira's leg kicks have long been one of his defining weapons, capable of slowing opponents down, disrupting their rhythm, and opening the door for his powerful punching combinations. Holloway suggested that Pereira himself must have been frustrated after that first encounter, knowing that he left one of his greatest strengths on the shelf. "There's no doubt in my mind," Holloway said with confidence, "that we're going to see Alex Pereira's vintage leg kicks in this fight. I guarantee he was upset with himself after that first bout for not using them, especially considering the information he had on Ankalaev. We've seen in some of Ankalaev's older fights that he doesn't always handle leg kicks well. Pereira is too smart and too experienced not to make that adjustment." Holloway elaborated further, predicting that Pereira won't allow himself to be pinned against the cage the way he was in their first meeting. Instead, he expects Pereira to fight at range, stay disciplined, and establish his rhythm early by targeting Ankalaev's legs. By forcing Ankalaev to respect his striking from the opening moments, Pereira can prevent the Russian powerhouse from dictating the pace and positioning of the fight. "I don't think Alex is going to let Ankalaev bully him or hold him against the fence," Holloway explained. "He's going to control the distance, he's going to get back to those kicks early, and once he does that, the whole fight changes. If Pereira can slow Ankalaev down and stop him from pressing forward, his striking takes over. That's when Alex becomes the most dangerous man in the division." Despite his confidence in Pereira, Holloway made sure to acknowledge Ankalaev's skills and toughness. He praised the Dagestani fighter as a beast and a serious threat, but ultimately, he believes Pereira has the tools and the mindset to make the necessary adjustments. "Ankalaev is an animal, no disrespect to him at all," Holloway said. "He's strong, he's skilled, and he's a great fighter, but I just don't think Alex is going to make the same mistakes again." In the first fight, Pereira was waiting too much, and that allowed Ankalaev to dictate the exchanges. "This time, I think Alex comes out aggressive, makes Ankalaev feel those kicks early, and sets the tone right away." Holloway concluded by stating his prediction outright: Alex Pereira will reclaim the light heavyweight belt at UFC 320. He envisions a more aggressive version of the Brazilian, one who fights with urgency from the opening bell and uses his full striking arsenal. For Holloway, the outcome is clear: if Pereira commits to those leg kicks and stays disciplined, he will once again have his hand raised as champion.